Walleyes Fishing Podcast, presented by Onyx, broadcasting from the Prairie Sportsman Studios. Today's show is brought to you by Lake of the Woods Tourism. Plan your trip to Lake of the Woods at lakeofthewoodsmn.com. Show off your pride for the outdoors with new gear from the Sporting Journal Radio store. Go to sportingjournalradio.com, click on store, and browse our selection of hoodies, hats, mugs, and more at sportingjournalradio.com.
Walleye opener is not far away. How many fish do you think will still be in the river when that opener comes around here? May 15th?
Is you got some anglers that are fishing the Rainy River jigging. You got some that are fishing 4 Mile Bay. And then, of course, you have a number of anglers that are out in front of the whole south shoreline fishing walleyes. A lot of people fish out in front of that Rainy River, which is so good this time of year. But, man, that whole shoreline, you got the Morris Point Gap, you got Zipple Bay, you got Long Point, Rocky Point down by Arneson's there. And then, of course, don't forget the Northwest Angle. The Northwest Angle is one of those areas that the fish up there they're loaded, and they're gonna be on shoreline structure, underwater points, Flag Island flats, whatever. Give you a little tip, and I hope nobody gets mad at me, because I just marked up a map for Midwest Outdoors magazine for June of the Northwest Angle. 12 good spots, and I gave some pretty good ones away. I hope that doesn't come back to bite me.
That's the number one rule in fishing, Joe. Don't give away your spots.
Well, either that or lie.
Well, there's that. So when it comes to the angle in the opener, are there going to be some shuttle services that people can take up to the angle?
Yeah, it's a great question. Absolutely, there is. The Lake of the Woods passenger service is a shuttle. It's a charter boat shuttle service that goes back and forth, leaves out of Sportsman's Lodge on the south end on the Rainy River there, and it shoots up to whatever resort you want to stay at up at the Northwest Angle. It's a very, very good way to get up there. They got some really good charter boats. They got some quick charter boats. They just set them up really nice. This is the second year they're doing that now. And you also have Lake Country Air. And Lake Country Air is a flying service that is going to be going from the south end of Lake of the Woods and flying across the lake up to the angle. It takes like 10 minutes. And very convenient way to get up there in a hurry. They can land on the water up there, of course, with floats. And again, they can take you to any resort you want to go to. So with the border being closed, there are a couple of really good options of going up to the angle. And man, you get up there, it's special. I mean, it is just, that's where the 14,552 islands begin. You're fishing more of the Canadian type wilderness area, and you got more rock, you got more structure, and the walleye fish up there is phenomenal.
So if you were headed up to Lake of the Woods on May 14th to fish on the opener May 15th, would you start in the river, or would you go out into the main part of the lake, or where would you start, Joe?
It depends on where I'm staying. If I'm staying up at the angle, I'd start up at the angle. If I'm staying over at Arneson's, I'd start out in front of Rocky Point and fish that shoreline structure. If I'm staying Long Point, same thing. The fish are going to be adjacent to shorelines. They're going to be pretty close to shore. You're not going to have to go far to catch them. If you're staying in that Rainy River area in Wheeler's Point, you know what? I think I would probably start. I mean, honestly, I'd play the wind. If it's real windy, I would start in the river in 4 Mile Bay. If it's not windy, I'd probably go start out in front of the Gap, out in front of Pine Island there. And then you could say the same thing from that whole shoreline down, all the way down to Long Point and around the corner. There's going to be schools of fish along that whole shoreline. I'll tell you what I would do, though. I would anchor up and jig. I would be jigging with frozen emerald shiners. I'd be putting on a gold or a glow white or a pink or an orange jig, or ideally a combination of those colors. And I'd be hooking that frozen shiner. I'd hook that baby through the mouth, out the gill. I'd push that minnow all the way up, and then I'd hook it far back on that minnow as I possibly could. Keeps the minnow on there better, and then also you get more positive hook sets, because you're going to hook that fish when they grab only half the minnow. And I would get out to that, probably 20 to 25 feet of water. I'd anchor up and I'd look for fish with my electronics. Certainly keep an eye on what other boats are doing, and go from there. You're gonna run into some fish. This is that time of year that those fish are grouped up, and there's some good fishing that's going to be happening on the opener. There always is.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, if people want to find a resort, figure out what part of Lake of the Woods they want to get to, where should they go for more info, Joe?
You know what? Hey, our Facebook page is awesome, and that's Lake of the Woods Tourism on Facebook. Otherwise, check out our website, and that is lakeofthewoodsmn.com.
Hunt, fish, conserve, repeat. That's the mission here at Sporting Journal Radio, and if you love the outdoors as much as we do, show it off with new wildlife-themed gear from the Sporting Journal Radio store. From hoodies to hats, coffee mugs, wildlife prints, and you can even make your phone stand out with a new case sporting some high-quality wildlife photography. Go to sportingjournalradio.com and click on Store. We have a huge selection of gear with new items being added every week. Powered by Shopify, which is trusted by over 1 million businesses and offering a variety of ways to pay, including PayPal. Shop now at sportingjournalradio.com. Hey anglers, looking for a destination where walleyes, fresh air, and fish fries are a way of life? Look no further than the famous waters of Lake of the Woods. From Badette and the Rainy River to the main lake up to the Northwest Angle. Here you'll enjoy the best walleye catch rate in the state. Maybe you'll pursue world-class sturgeon, pike, or muskies. Plus you'll find lots of full-service resorts offering charter boats, delicious meals, and lots of Minnesota nice. Come experience the walleye capital of the world. Come experience Lake of the Woods. Catch the details at lakeofthewoodsmn.com.